All right, welcome to the new format. Um, to be honest, I think this is going to be a lot better. Okay, we got a lot to talk about, a lot of good things happening in the market right now. And I don't even want to waste you guys' time. I just want to get straight into it. Okay, I just want to get straight into it. Okay, we have Trump saying he wants interest rate cuts to 1%. He's been labeling the Fed chair as stupid, and you guys know, like yada yada yada. A bunch of things are going on with Trump and Powell. And the funny thing is, I didn't even know that Powell not only does his term end May 2026, but Trump also expects to have a successor to him coming in the month. And I didn't even know Trump literally he appointed Powell in 2017. I didn't know that. Okay, I didn't know that. But anyways, there's more news. Like you even have handwritten letters to Powell. Sharing handwritten. Like Trump sent him a handwritten letter. Okay, that's absolutely hilarious. He said, Jerome, you're as usual late. You have cost the USA a fortune and continue to do so. You should lower the rate by a lot. Trump wrote. Um, he's saying there's hundreds of billions being lost, no inflation, and I don't know why Powell continues to have the interest rates high. I'm sure he has a reason. I mean, I'm sure, okay, but the United States should be. Trump also writes, the United States should be among the countries with the lowest interest rates at 1.75% or less. Um, is that true? I guess that's for you to decide what your goals are, right? I don't know. I don't know if we all have different goals. Some of you guys want low interest rates, some of you guys don't. Um, so I guess it all depends on what you want. Me personally, I think low. I mean, I think he's already late. I think he been should have lowered the interest rates. Now it's kind of getting into like the later half of stuff, and I think we're going to see the effects of that probably in 2026. Um, but anyways, Trump has mused about firing Powell. He appointed to the job in 2017. His term ends. I already talked about that. But yeah, all that stuff is interesting. But what I think is even more interesting, like aside from all the interest rates, I believe those are going to get lowered, eventually. But we can't overlook. There's so many great things happening in the market today. You guys know this, man. We've got so many good setups. But I think crypto miners, okay, I think crypto miners are beginning to set up a whole lot. You have Senator Cynthia Loomis. She calls for an end to unfair taxes on Bitcoin and crypto. Okay, now what does this mean? Well, for miners and stakers, they have been taxed twice once they receive the block awards and again when they sell it. She says it's time to stop this unfair treatment and ensure America is the world's Bitcoin and crypto superpower. So, she's calling for a lot of things happening with the Bitcoin mining space. And we have to look at some of the charts when there's news about this. Usually, it trickles down, or it's already been said by probably Trump. This, like, they're all working together. This isn't something that she just came and said on like a random Monday. Okay, they've been plotting this, and I think something is going to happen with the Bitcoin mining space. I mean, you're kind of already seeing it in the price action that's been taking place, since April. Since April 2025, you have the bottoming out of Riot, which I believe is one of the biggest crypto miners in the world. And this is very, very important because the crypto miners are now disconnecting from Bitcoin. Let me show you guys Bitcoin really quick. Bitcoin's just, been sitting here consolidating, and we know Bitcoin goes a lot higher, right? But, some of you guys can't afford a Bitcoin. You know what I'm saying? Like some of you guys can't afford a Bitcoin. Some of you guys have a lot of Bitcoin. Um, so the next opportunity would be getting into some Bitcoin miners. As you see, this is coming up on a resistance at $11.32. As soon as it gets above that, though, you're going to see open skies 20 to 12.23. And once it breaks above 12.23, then the floodgates really really start to open on something like Riot. I mean, then you have this breaking out of potential bull flag, like, and some of you guys remember what happened, back in 2020, 2021, where this ran all the way to 78, $80. So I'm definitely going to be paying attention to some of these Bitcoin miners. Price targets on this can range from 30 plus, 40 plus, but I think we'll talk about that in the next video. I think these are very, very bullish, especially for like some leaps or, maybe some equity. We'll talk about it more in the Discord. Um, and some of you guys are already in, but I think this can go a lot higher. I definitely want to see it above 1223, and we'll come back to Riot and Bitcoin miners, but they are getting ready. I mean, 6% day. It had a 6% day today. Okay, so they're ready. They are ready. They're disconnecting. A lot of good stuff is happening, okay? But anyways, I know you guys see what's happening with Robinhood, okay? They're launching some tokens. Some tokens. They're allowing Europe users to trade US stocks, okay? They launched some tokens that will allow customers in the European Union to trade more than 200 US stocks. Very, very important, okay? But I think what is even more important, what is even more fantastic, and why we've been talking about Robinhood since it was $35, okay? $35. Really before that, telling you this is a stock that's going to potentially get to 200 plus, definitely to IPO price, etc. But Robinhood is allowing plans. Robinhood also has plans to offer tokens linked to stocks of privately held companies. Okay, privately held companies, starting with Sam Altman's OpenAI, Elon Musk's SpaceX. Look, man, that's a game changer. Okay. Also, they talked about Robinhood shares hit a record high, last up nearly 10%. I know you guys see Robinhood. Robinhood's going crazy. If you're not in, what are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, because we got into some August calls, yada yada yada. But the tokens will be issued, and they did all of this through a crypto platform named Arbitrum. I don't know how to say it, okay, but they have a partnership with the blockchain firm. So incredible news coming out of Robinhood. But this gave me the question. Well, what is this one? What is a Bitrum? However you say it. Some of you guys correct me in the comments, man. And I came over here and I knew what it was. Like I've been in crypto for a while, and I knew I've heard of this name, and I knew it was a crypto ticker. So I had to come over here and look at it and see what it's doing. And this thing isn't doing anything. Okay, I think this could be a good opportunity. I think this could be an amazing opportunity. You had all-time highs on this at around $2.35. They're getting some partnerships with Robinhood. Okay, they're getting some partnerships with Robinhood. The RSI on this looks absolutely incredible. It looks like it could potentially be ready for a reversal. Okay, it looks so. Okay, there's a lot of good things happening with this one. It's only 1.71 billion. We haven't really even gotten to the real crypto alt season, and this one is securing partnerships with Robinhood. Okay, you can look at the total crypto market cap. This thing is gonna go berserk. Okay, it's gonna go berserk. It just is. You can look at this. We're not gonna talk about it too long, but this is gonna go berserk. Okay, you have 4 trillion next price target, then you have 6 trillion, 8. Look, man, it's gonna go berserk. So I'd be confused. I'd be very confused if this one doesn't, put in some work as well. Um, but yeah, that's very interesting to me. Robinhood letting you invest in the private companies, putting crypto on the map, doing some great things. But Wall Street, Wall Street strategist Tom Lee is aiming to create the micro strategy of Ethereum. All right, that's just what he said, man. That's what he said, and we cooked up on MicroStrategy back when it was like $30. Now it's pushing 400 plus, etc. But this could potentially be a good. It could potentially be something. Tom Lee got appointed to the chairman of the board of directors of Bitmine Immersion Technologies, effective Monday today. They plan on putting $250 million of private placement to implement a buying strategy around Ether. Like we're gonna look at the stock, but this could be a cooker, okay? And he basically said underneath the stable coins have been a big part of what's happening in crypto. Like I think that was the first main adoption, like the viral adoption was the like it says here, like it was the basically viral adoption by the consumers and business banks, now even Visa, etc. They're saying it's like the chat GPT of crypto. Interesting, stable coins. Um, but Tom Lee said underneath the stablecoin industry is Ethereum, okay, and that is really the backbone and the architecture of stablecoins. So it's important to create a project that accumulates Ethereum to essentially protect and have some influence on the network. Look, man, that was music to my ears. I don't know about you guys, but that gave me goosebumps because it makes sense. It makes sense, okay? And we know what MicroStrategy is doing right now. They're at over 50 billion, and they will continue to perform as Bitcoin, and we enter into a very, very bullish period. Okay. MicroStrategy would probably be garbage in a bear market, but right now, I think, right now it does look like it does look like it's going to continue, and it's already been doing very good for a lot of people. Um, but this all rang a question. I was like, okay, MicroStrategy has a ticker. Does Tom Lee's, Bitmine have a ticker? And they do. I found it. And it actually pushed up a lot of dollars. You know, by the time I was about to make this video, this thing's been pushing. Okay, so you can actually look at BMNR, and that's the ticker. This is only it's only $26 million market cap. This thing is a baby. Okay, that means that this just gets to 2 billion. It'll be trading over $260, which that's a 10x, and that's not even that much money. And you can still be early on something like this. But I just wanted to put this on you guys' radar. Not saying I'm getting into it. I just like making sure you guys have the right information. And it could be a cooker. They plan on accumulating a lot of Ethereum, and they're saying it's like Ethereum is the backbone, and Ethereum does look like it's ready to turn up as well. I mean, all of crypto really looks like it's ready to go crazy, right? Um, so, that's something to keep on you guys' radar. But also, you could get into a meme coin and, unstable, unstable coin. I like putting information on you guys' radar, and I'm not putting garbage on it, okay? I would never do that. I'm always putting the right thing, so you guys can make some money in whatever market you're in. But right now we're in a peak euphoria market, so obviously meme coins are going crazy. Unstable coin. We talked about this back when it was around 3 million, 4 million, consolidating. Now it's at 26 million. I actually think this can continue to go crazy. And if you're not in the meme coin game, this could potentially be a good start. But yeah, that is the end of this video. Make sure you guys like this, subscribe, put in the comments what you guys want to talk about um on the next video, and we'll continue to put these out. I actually like this format a lot better. But yeah, man, I'll talk to you guys later. I'm out. Peace.